Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back to another speed build video. Today I'm building a base game plus home, which basically means that I'm building a home only using base game plus one pack. So today I'm only using base game and get together, and this is pretty much meant for people who don't own a lot of packs and want to find some homes that they can use without having to worry about not owning some of the items that are used. So this is for the people who only own base game and get together, or maybe only own a couple of packs, and one of them is get together. So I've actually never built in this particular style before. Usually my builds are either more on the modern side or maybe just a little weird. I like to experiment with my builds and try out new stuff. But this is actually just a good old regular suburban home that you see a lot of simmers built in this style. And the reason I wanted to do that is because I feel like get-together homes are always built in the style of get-together, which makes sense because that's what the items are made for. But that might mean you miss out on these kind of homes, which I feel like just you can use for any kind of situations. They're just, they blend in really well with the other styles of homes that are in The Sims. It matches any kind of sim you want to play with. So that's why I decided to build a suburban kind of home. So I do think I let myself go a little bit with the landscaping, because this house ended up costing 94k. And that's a lot for the size of home that this is. And I feel like a lot of simmers face a similar problem, where the houses just end up being very expensive, even though they're not that large, because of landscaping and because of decorating and because of clutter inside the home. And I wish it wasn't as expensive, because sometimes in gameplay, when you don't cheat, it's quite difficult to reach this level of having money without having a really big family or like having multiple sims. And sometimes I do like to have this kind of home with a lot of clutter and a lot of landscaping, and have it be just a good decent size and not a tiny home, because that's what I usually end up doing because I don't cheat in my gameplay. But if you do want it to be a little less expensive, just download it into your game. My origin ID is Sim Storytime. I'll try to upload it onto the gallery as soon as this video goes live, so it probably is already up there, so you can find it there. And just remove some of the landscaping, probably remove the pool because those end up being quite expensive. Maybe make the backyard a little smaller, and I think that will remove a lot of the costs. So I want to include something new into these speed build videos where I answer some of your questions. So if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments and I will answer them in the next speed build video. But obviously I didn't have any comments to choose from in this particular video, so I went over to Twitter to ask for some questions and I got some, and then I was also tagged in a get to know me tag on Tumblr, so I can also answer some from that. So I got a question from Anastasia over on Twitter, and she asked, why don't you make more videos with webcam? You're cute. First of all, thank you very much. And the reason I don't make more videos with webcam is actually kind of just a technical issue. I use a lot of free software and I use my phone to film, and I use, you know, I just use the stuff that I have, but it makes it quite hard to sync up my audio to the face cam that I have on my videos. So it takes me, I don't know, maybe like 3 hours more to edit a video, and I currently don't have that time, and I don't have the money to buy new equipment. So that's kind of why I don't make more webcam videos, but I am trying to make more of them, and there is one coming up pretty soon, so you can look out for that. And then she also has some more questions for me, and the second one is, why don't you love me? Which makes me think of, why don't you love me? Tell me, baby, why don't you love me when I make me so easy to love? Sorry, I had to. And I do love you. I love all of you guys, and I really appreciate you for watching my videos and supporting me and always commenting, because I do see you in the comments a lot, and it just makes me really happy. And I just love that I get so much support on my channel, and it's been quite a journey, and we've made it really far, and I'm just very proud of what we created together as a community, and I just, I'm very grateful. And I feel like I don't say that enough, and then I feel like I say it too much, and it's just like, yeah, but I just, please know that I do appreciate every single one of you guys, and it makes me really happy. And then the third question is, why are you the best channel of The Sims ever? First of all, again, thank you so much, but I don't think I'm the best channel of The Sims ever. There are lots and lots and lots of good channels out there, which makes me even more grateful that you guys chose to watch this particular video, because there are so many Sims videos, but I do think I'm improving a lot, and yeah, I just think I'm getting better every single video, and I try to improve every single video, but I think I'm far from being the best Sims channel out there. So, fun fact about Anastasia, I have this series on my channel where I create my subscribers. You can send in a description of yourself and I'll pick some randomly to create in a video. And in the second episode that I did of that particular series, I actually created Anastasia. So I'll put it in the eye in the corner if you want to check it out or maybe want to participate. But I don't know, I just thought that was a fun thing to share. So those are all the questions you guys had for me over on Twitter, or in particular that Anastasia had for me on Twitter, and I am diving into the questions on Tumblr really soon, but first let's get back to the build for a second. I am done landscaping at the front. I think it really turned out very pretty. The house does have quite, it's kind of more of like a neutral colored home. It's gray, it's black, but I feel like that fits really well. I was trying to make a very universal home that could be used for any type of sim, that can be used by any type of simmer. Obviously, because these videos are made for people that don't own all of the packs and maybe only have get together, I do want it to be able to be used by a lot of people that like a lot of different styles. So that's why it's quite neutral, but I added a little bit of a pop of color with the plants, lots of yellows and oranges, and I just think it looks really cute. So now I'm working on the backyard. It has a pool, it has a like a seating area that's kind of living room but outside. It also has a table, if I'm correct. It has a barbecue. It has a playset for children, although it doesn't have a kids room. Maybe you invite over one of your like nieces or nephews, or I don't know, just any any type of kid that might come over. I think at this point I was trying to make it be more of a family home, but it ended up not having enough space for that. So I think that's mainly why that that like place set monkey bar thing is still there. But yeah, I don't know, it filled up the space quite well. Like I said earlier, I think I'm not the best at making backyards, or just like landscaping in general is not my strongest suit, so I did my best. I think it turned out pretty well, and it has everything you might need from a garden. I think one of my goals in life is to own my own pool, and maybe even live somewhere where it's kind of warm all year round so I can swim a couple of times a week. I don't really like working out, but I do want to work out more, and I do enjoy swimming a lot, so that might be something that would be good for me. I don't know, I just really like to own a pool. And I think just having my own garden would be really nice too. Although I'm not very good at keeping plants alive, I'll be honest. We have this supermarket chain in the Netherlands, the biggest supermarket chain that we have. And every single year they do this thing where with every $10 or something like that, or 10 euros, because, you know, Europe, they give you these sort of like make your own garden sets where every single time you get a different plant, like vegetables or fruits, and you can create your own little garden. And I've tried for 2 years now, and both times have gone horribly wrong one way or another. So yeah, not the best at keeping gardens alive, so that might just not be a very realistic plan to keep a garden alive in my life. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe one day I'll get better. Maybe I will work on my gardening skill, as we would say in the Netherlands. No, as we would say in The Sims. That's what I wanted to say, not the Netherlands. I'm confusing myself. So I'm just finishing up the last area here in the backyard. I'm putting in that living room set that I talked about, which is obviously not a living room set, but it's like a couch outside. I don't know what that would be called, but I'm calling it a living room outside from now on. The outside living room. And I am using get together furniture here, so I did use a bunch of the get-together furniture, but I do feel like this might be easy to convert into a base game build. You only have to switch out some of the furniture because I'm only using the one pack. So if you only own base game, this might be a good house for you to give a quick makeover to, and it actually would be base game. I might actually build a base game house at some point, but I just like these base game plus builds at the moment a lot. They're a fun challenge. So we're now moving on to the inside of the build, and I think I struggled the most with this. The stairs didn't have a bunch of places to go in, so I had to build around that, which was hard, and it made the living room a very awkward size and shape. So yeah, I tried my best, but I did want the living room to be there because the fake chimney I put in is right there, and I did want a fireplace, and I couldn't think of any other room that would have a fireplace, so that's why it's kind of an awkward size and shape. If I would be to rebuild this, because it's been a long time since I built this, I don't know, I think I built this like a month ago, and I've only had time to edit and upload it right now, so it's been a little while. I think I would just ignore that fake chimney and say it's for decoration and not build the living room right there, but I tried my best, and I think it turned out pretty cute. I did build a modern interior. I don't know, it just felt like building a modern interior. Also, maybe to rebel a little bit against the get-together style, because it isn't quite modern, and I wanted to show that even if you only own get-together, you can still build a pretty decent modern home. So I think that's the main reason why I did that. I also wanted to use these chairs because at the time when I built them, they recently added that. It was a free update, and they added those chairs that is on the left right now. So I wanted to use that just because of that reason, because I wanted to try to work with them. There was a lot of criticism around those chairs because they're very expensive, but they don't have very good like comfort. You know those little like numbers they get for comfort and you know, sleep, rests, sort of stuff, how quickly it recharges their needs. They have very low stats, but they are quite expensive, which usually doesn't happen. Usually it's more of a logical thing in The Sims, so they got a lot of criticism, but I don't really get it because it was a free update. We just got new furniture, and why are you complaining? That's kind of my take on it. I think they're quite nice, and I'm always down for free things. If you want to give me free stuff, I'm always down for that. But yeah, I don't know, a lot of complaints there for The Sims on those free items, guys. Just remember, they're free items. In the first like draft of this room, I wanted the fireplace area to be the TV area and like the entertainment area, and then the other part to be the conversation area, like you would call that, but I ended up not doing that because of reasons I honestly don't remember. I don't know where I put the TV in the end. I think I put it on the left wall next to the door, with like the couches there. But yeah, that's basically what I'm building here. You'll see me putting everything in a second. So I think I'm going to go back to Tumblr for a second and look at that get to know me tag that I was tagged in. So I'll put this video up on Tumblr too, to have it be like a proper I was tagged on Tumblr and here is my answer somewhere in this video. So if you're from Tumblr, hi! Welcome to my channel. But I was tagged in this. I'm not going to answer every single question. I think I'm only going to answer like the last couple of questions. So, Hogwarts house. Hufflepuff! The person that tagged me is also Hufflepuff. So yay, Hufflepuffs! I like Hufflepuffs. I wouldn't think that I am a Hufflepuff because I feel like I'm a little, I feel like I'm not worthy of being a Hufflepuff. I feel like I would be more, well, not that the other houses are bad, but Hufflepuffs are such good people, and just, I feel like I'm not good enough to be a Hufflepuff. So I would have said that I was a Ravenclaw or maybe even a Slytherin, if you ask me before I took all of the quizzes, but I have taken the Sorting Hat quiz on Pottermore, about 5 times now, and every single time I'm put in Hufflepuff, which makes me very happy because that's my favorite house. So I was very happy to be put in Hufflepuff, and every single time I take that quiz, I worry that it puts me into a different house. It's kind of like, oh my god, we made a massive mistake. Why did we put her into Hufflepuff? And it will just tell me that I'm something else. But I love Hufflepuff so much. So I'm really glad to be a Hufflepuff. I'm very proud to be a Hufflepuff. Then my favorite animal. Probably pandas. They're just so cute. You know that thing where people just watch cats videos for hours? I watch panda videos for hours. They're just the cutest animals ever. They're so fluffy. I think that's it. They're just fluffy. And they move really slow and like they're kind of clumsy. So I relate. I'm also fluffy. No, just kidding. I'm also very clumsy. So I don't know. I just really like pandas. Just pandas are just the best. So the next question is dream trip. And I feel like I've already been on my dream trip because my dream trip will always be Disney. In particular Disney World, but any Disney in general is really good. I've been to Disney World twice in Florida, and I've been to Disneyland in Paris. Which was both really good, but obviously Disney World is a lot bigger. It has more parks, more things to see, more things to do. So I really, really, really love Disney World so much. It feels like my home, and I just miss it every single day when I'm not there. So yeah, my dream trip will always be Disney World. And I'm very jealous of people who live close by enough to go a lot. Another dream of mine for when I grow up is to be able to afford to go to Disney every single year. That would be a very big dream. But other than going back to Disney again, it would probably be Japan. I think I would really like that. And it has a lot of variety because, you know, it has big cities, but it also has nature and smaller towns and a lot of history, and I really love that. I love just a lot of culture and history. I've been to a pretty good amount of cities in Europe, and I loved all of them. Europe has a really rich history, and I think Japan also has a very rich history, so I would like to see that. So that's probably, other than Disney, another dream trip of mine. And then another dream, but this time a dream job. That's the next question, and honestly, YouTube. That would be probably, yeah, that would be a very big dream. Just doing YouTube, and also just anything creative would be nice. Maybe not like the dream job. Music, anything that has to do with music, songwriting would be great. Performing, I would love to perform more. So yeah, something along those lines. But also, I really wouldn't mind doing YouTube. So YouTube, music, anything creative would be a dream to do. So that's pretty much it for that Tumblr tag. So let's get back to the build for a second. I'm putting in this bright red modern kitchen. I like it a lot. It is kind of a statement piece. Everything else in this house is more of a muted tone. Lots of blacks, whites, grays, clean lines. So having a kitchen like that right in the middle, it draws attention to it. But I like it because it adds a pop of color, and yeah, I wouldn't see how this house would work without it. It might be a little bit boring, so I do like the way it looks. It is in quite an interesting place, but I do kind of like it. It gives this half-open space that looks into the dining area, and also gives sort of like a little hallway leading up to the bathroom downstairs, which I ended up making a little bit bigger. So I did end up putting in a shower, even though right now it only has a toilet and a sink in there. But I do end up putting in a shower, so that's quite interesting. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I forgot I forgot something quite important, and I don't think I'm adding that at any point. The porch at the back, it doesn't have a door leading into the backyard. That's that's weird. It looks good, like it's a good decoration, but usually I would like to also have it be functional, and it isn't at the moment because it doesn't have a door. And like I said, I don't think I'm adding that at any point, so I must have forgot. Has anyone been around on my channel long enough to have seen my first video, or maybe gone back to my first video because I remember not knowing what that was called, like a porch. I couldn't think of that word in English, so I just kept calling it, I don't know, like the outside thingy or something. I'm not sure what I kept calling it, but I had like a specific word for it that I called it for a little while until someone pretty much commented like, nope, it's called this. So yeah, I do call it a porch now. And now I'm questioning myself because it would be very awkward if it wasn't called that. So this is the moment that I realized that the stairs were in the wrong place because it was blocking a part of the upstairs area that I wanted to use. And at this point, I just didn't want to like rebuild the entire living room, so I just gave up. But in the end, I did come back to it, and I did ended up building that entire space. So we do have a second bathroom upstairs, which was the point of that whole building thing there. But right now I'm focusing mostly on the bedroom that I'm putting up there, and I'm also putting in a kind of like a second office sort of in the hallway up here. It's more of just a desk with a computer on it. We also have a desk downstairs in the living room, but I think that's more like a gaming thing. I don't know if that makes sense. So at this point I was trying to figure out how to put in a bathroom, but I think I'm cutting out most of that because obviously I didn't end up keeping it. So this video is long enough on its own without that whole part of me figuring out that bathroom situation there. So yeah, I might be skipping a lot of the building on this bedroom and bathroom situation. So this is kind of strange because, as you can see, this house looks quite big from the outside and it looks like it could fit a lot of people. And maybe I'm not very good at the whole layout thing and I could have fit in more people, but the way I built it, I could only fit in one small bedroom at the moment. I did fix it up a little bit for it to fit a bigger bedroom and a bigger bathroom because I ended up switching around the stairs anyway, even though I didn't want to because it would take a lot of effort and a lot of work. But as you can see, it's not really the biggest bedroom at the moment, so yeah, I'm glad that I actually did decide to switch around the stairs and give it a little more effort, and ended up using the entire upstairs to have a little bit more room. But I was planning on making this a bigger house, kind of with a kid's bedroom at least, make it for a small family, but it ended up not really working out that way. So it is more of a couple's house, just newlyweds that don't have kids yet, or just a couple that wants to move in. Like I said, it is quite expensive for that, but that's just because of the clutter and landscaping that sort of goes along with these speed build videos. It would be quite boring if we all just stuck to a reasonable budget, because then we wouldn't have as beautiful of builds. Not that I'm saying that my build in particular is very beautiful, but other simmers are really good at that whole decorating thing, and I feel like it would be kind of a shame if we couldn't do that anymore. So again, I really wish that clutter and landscaping would be more reasonably priced, especially clutter, because, you know, a box of tissues, wow, speaking is hard. A box of tissues would only be maybe like $2 in real life, and I feel like it's probably something along the lines of 15, 20 in The Sims. So it would be a lot less expensive, and homes would be a lot more affordable if that clutter wasn't as expensive, if that makes sense. I would like that a lot, because then you know, like I said, we can make more reasonably priced homes and Sims can move into them faster without having to cheat. So that's something I would change about The Sims 4 if I was in charge. I wouldn't change much. I know that a lot of people would change a lot, especially, you know, things like adding in seasons, adding in pets, although we're getting pets now, but there's a lot of things people would like to change, but I think that's just one of the things I would change, because I really, really love The Sims 4. And there isn't much that I would change, really. But maybe that's because I haven't played The Sims 3 yet. And I know there's a lot of content for The Sims 3, but you have to remember that it took a long time to get all of that content into The Sims 3. I know it's easy to get impatient when you're used to having all of that stuff in The Sims 3 and you're used to playing with it. It might be, it might feel like a downgrade to play The Sims 4 suddenly and don't have all of that content. But it is getting there, and I like the content that they're putting in, and it looks a lot better from my perspective. Obviously, like I said, I haven't played The Sims 3, but I think it's really improving, and I like it. Honestly, I don't even know how I got there, but apparently I'm now doing a massive detour on how I like The Sims 4 and how I think it's improving, so I do think it's improving. I honestly don't know. Oh, I was talking about clutter, and I don't know how I got here. How did I end up getting here? But as I said earlier, this bedroom is now a lot bigger, and also the bathroom is a lot bigger. So yeah, we now have a 2-person bedroom, or 1 person depending on you know, how you're playing The Sims. And we have a bigger bathroom. We have a very big backyard that fits a lot of people. And we have a dining table that's really big. So I would feel like this is a very good home for social events. So if you have any Sim that likes to invite over their friend group or family a lot, this would be a good home for them. Yeah, have dinner parties and pool parties and stuff like that. Do we have a pool party in The Sims 4? Because I feel like that would be a really fun thing to add. I don't remember if you have a pool party, but that would be very, very fun. So I kept with the modern theme upstairs in the bedroom, but I did want it to look a little more warm, if that makes sense, and just a little more cozy, because modern, like clean cut lines sometimes end up looking a little, I don't know, how would you say that? Like sharp and not very homely and not very cozy. And I do like bedrooms to look like that. So I did end up working with a little bit of warmer light and just some items that make it a little warmer. But I do really like how this home ended up, especially the outside. I think it's one of my favorite homes that I've built so far. So I really wanted to share. And also I hope you like this video. And that's basically it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. And I will see you very soon. Don't forget to leave your Q&A questions, and goodbye!